know what time it is. It's your boy DJ Richie Skye back with some tea, interviews, recaps, and more. And be sure to check the links in the description of this video for trips, for books, one-on-one sessions, and more. Now let's get into the tea. What's going on, y'all? Sky Squad, we are back in the building for more big back Cadillac news. Yeah, bringing it back. I know somebody's going to be real pissed about that, and I'm not sure why, but here we are. All right. Listen, y'all, I just celebrated my birthday yesterday, so that's why there was no video yesterday. I had to, just relax, relate, release. Went on a nice little food tour yesterday. It was so amazing. So also shout out to everybody that wished me happy birthday. Thank you for all the birthday love. I super appreciate it. Another year of life. You know what I'm saying? So we here. All right. We are here. As you guys can see, the chat is open. So that means that you are on the screen. What also does that mean? That means that if you say something crazy, we're going to have to eject you because I don't want nothing crazy and foul popping up on the screen. The moment you do it, you out. Okay. Somebody see it, they're going to tell me and you're out. So if you see something, say something. Shout out to Nobody's Homeschool Mom, your first live. We appreciate you for being here. Tap in and let us know where you guys are watching from. Also, shout out to you as well for tuning in to my YouTube page. It's Go Digital with Richie. It's literally right there on the screen for you guys to follow. If you are somebody who has been interested in starting a YouTube channel, you want to make money on YouTube, you want to, thrive in this crazy economy that we got going on right now, then that's the channel for you. There are literally sometimes 40-minute videos on that channel. I literally just started it and we've been going hard just every single day because I really want you to be able to take each video and start your own YouTube channel if you need to. And also this teaches you how to make money from your YouTube channel the moment that you start. Okay. So this is for people that want to make some extra money, that want to start on YouTube. You want to start your content creation journey. Maybe you've been laid off from your job. Maybe you have, looking for additional sources of income, but you don't have the time to dedicate to, going off and doing all of these extra things. And you want something that you could do from the privacy of your own home with ease. Then that is the channel for you. I teach you all the ways that you can do it, things that I wish I knew when I first started. Okay. So now that we got that out of the way, housekeeping is done. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please go ahead and do so. Thank you for all of the belated birthday wishes. I super appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all know I do this because we just love it. You know what I'm saying? I actually love interacting with y'all more than I do the shows. So again, that's why we're here. All right. So look, let's go ahead and get into the, let me tell you something. I don't think sharing is illegal, but you good. You fine. You can totally share it. All right. So listen, let's go ahead and get into the Biz Naive. A couple of things that we got to catch up on. We're going to talk about what's going on with Spice and with Bambi in relation to what happened on the show. We're going to touch on the show a little bit, right? Because y'all know otherwise, if I had been live yesterday, we would have talked about Love and Hip Hop. But since we are a day kind of, behind or whatever like that, we're still going to talk about it because Spice did something yesterday where she released some tea. We got some Married to Medicine tea as well that we're going to dive into. And we also have, of course, a little bit of Real Housewives of Atlanta. We'll post Real Housewives of Atlanta tea to talk about as well. Shamar, thank you so much. Happy belated birthday, my brother from another mother. Yes. Shamar, you've been down with me for a long time at this point, right? So I want to thank you for all the love, all the support over the years. I mean, you have been somebody that's been like, I just kind of communicate with. I'm able to kind of get out my thoughts and my feelings with. So I really, really appreciate that. Happy birthday to you as well. Yes. All right. It actually was a good show, right? It was a good show. All right. Okay. So let's get down into it. Did y'all see this? So Dr. Heavenly First of all, shout out to Dr. Heavenly, because here's the thing. Yes, let's go, let's go, let's go. Here's the thing about Dr. Heavenly. You know, whether you love her or loathe her, Dr. Heavenly is going to be out there doing the work. All right. And by doing the work, she's going to be the person that is dropping off some tea for us to keep that Married to Medicine algorithm going, baby. And I, for one, appreciate it. Okay. Give me something to talk about. Give us something to talk about during the off season. And I think a sprinkle of tea here is just good. But if you are somebody that does not want to be spoiled about the new season, I suggest you go ahead and turn away now. Okay. So let's discuss this video. I'm going to play a little bit of it first. We're going to talk about the caption and then we're going to get into it. Now, I'm not going to play the sound, so we'll just kind of flow through it. We see Quad dancing there. They're on what appears to be a boat. You see Toya, and you see Dr. Jackie. I think that's Dr. Contessa over there, Dr. Simone. And then you see Angel Love. Do you guys remember Angel Love? Angel Love was, I forget which season. You see Dr. Simone. I'm like, is Dr. Simone yapping it up with, is that Dr. Audra as well? Wait, is Audra wasn't a doctor, was she? Was Audra a doctor? She was an attorney or something like that, right? I can't remember. My bad. I'm sorry, Audra. Okay, so this is Angel Love. Angel Love was from a season of Basketball Wives. And so you know, I think she works in the nursing field, to be quite honest with you. So there's a legitimate reason for her to be here. I often joke that anybody could be a part of Married to Medicine. Simply because, I mean, what was Phaedra doing there? What was Apollo doing on the cash trip? What was Shireen doing there? You know, sometimes I be feeling like y'all just last season I felt like they were just doing stuff to do stuff. But they seem to be getting back to their roots ish, right? So I'm interested to see, because I had heard that Angel Love was supposed to be a part of the cast at some point in time prior to this season. There was some talk about her being on the show in some capacity. So now it's very interesting to see Dr. Heavenly giving her such a spotlight, also actually tagging her in the post. Now, the thing that I find interesting about this is, now, you know, I believe Angel Love, I'm not gonna look up her age because I feel like I'm from the South, y'all. So I you learn the hard way being from the South, boy, like a country boy, you don't ask no woman their age. But I feel like she gives a younger sort of vibe or whatever like that. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out with this group of ladies, given that she has that sort of young, fresh, you know what I'm saying? And I say fresh because fresh to the show, at least, right? Fresh appeal to her. And it's very youthful, is what I'm saying. So the fact that Dr. Heavenly also tagged her in this as well is very revealing. So I would have to believe that she, and you know, Angel is also good friends with Kandi as well. I've seen a lot of, when I went through her page, because you know I had to now I got to go down rabbit hole, right? See what the girl been up to since she left Basketball Wives. But she is in the mix with the ladies, right, Sandra? So it's not, this is not, you know, I'm not mad at it. I do think in order for shows to stay fresh, you've got to continuously be adding new cast members to the mix. And that was my problem with them last season, because I did feel like they had somebody, and you know, that they could have added to the mix that could have added some value to the show. But you know, if at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. And so maybe that's what they're doing with Angel. Yes. Yes, that is correct, Queen Fab. Um, so we'll see. I'm interested, right? I feel like we knew her in Basketball Wives, and she had you could tell she didn't fit in on that show. Um, you know, she did not give necessarily, I'm ready to fight you at any moment in time, and that's what that show really was at that point. And you know, I think that this may be a little bit of a better fit for her. But of course, what I don't want to happen is, don't y'all welcome this girl into this group only for y'all to turn on her. Because, I mean, we don't want a repeat of what we saw last Last 2 seasons was basically giving that. All right. So we want to see something new, fresh, and exciting. Tia, my birthday twin. Thank you so much. That's my birthday boo right here. Okay. Angela said I still don't trust him. I mean, exactly. Like, let her be, let her cook, as the song says. All right. Otherwise, we're gonna have a situation like this, and we don't want to be down that rabbit hole no more. Okay. Welcome, Angel Love, to the fam. Hopefully, she makes it. Because just because she being filmed dancing and twerking with them, if she don't bring nothing in the season, they'll throw you out. They will throw you out. Toss you to the wolves. Faster than you can say action. All right. Moving right along. So the people are seemingly upset. Why are the people upset, you might ask? Well, I'm going to tell you. The people are upset because Kandi Burruss, who was on a recent episode of Watch What Happens Live that premiered after the latest episode of Next Gen NYC, for which Riley Burruss, and they are wearing Riley out on the show, okay? They are literally wearing her thin. They are wearing me thin, and I don't even watch it. I just catches the clips. So anyway, Kandi was on there, Watch What Happens Live, along with Riley Burruss. Riley did let us know that her favorite housewife is Kenya Moe. Kandi did also tell us that she don't see herself going back to Real Housewives of Atlanta anytime soon. But for those of you who are going to BravoCon, okay, those of you who are going to the BravoCon, Kandi is set to receive the 2025 Lifetime Achievement Award at BravoCon, recognizing her incredible run on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. All right. So there's somebody who commented before Nene leaks is crazy. This is wow. All right, so let's break this down. Let's break it on down. So here's the thing with this award, and you would be hard pressed to really see Nene getting this type of award or recognition from the network. She's literally just getting back into bed with them, so to speak, right? She's literally just I feel like the door is open and they are testing the waters. And I personally feel like, would Nene be the ultimate choice to get this award? Absolutely. If it were not for the contentious relationship that she had prior to with Bravo and with NBC Universal and with Andy Cohen himself. When asked about Nene before or in recent times, Andy has stated that Nene had asked publicly for him to keep her name out of his mouth. And so now he is not going to speak on Nene anymore, or at least until maybe they have some type of ponderosa. So, I mean, what would one really expect that Nene would get this award when she's not necessarily even been back in the ball game on the shows with the network? Even though we know that she was offered a role on The Traitors, that again is still a door opener. So I personally don't understand the uproar about this, because Kandi was, at the time of her leaving, the longest running housewife on a franchise. So to be quite honest with you, there is also the idea that she deserves this. Why would he not? I mean, and to take this actually further, okay, the fact that it's a Black woman in general, not to shade any of the other ladies, any of the white cast members, or to even make that distinction, but just at a time when they could have gone in another direction with, like, let's say a Kyle Richards or maybe a Tamra Judge. We know that Kyle is a favorite of Andy's. So there could have been that type of attitude about who got the award. Not to say that Kyle isn't deserving of it, because she has held it down with that franchise, even though we feel like there have been seasons where she's contributed zero, okay, and told not nary a an iota of what we really wanted to know about. What we can say is that at least Kandi, and I don't know that they've done it before either, Trina, to be honest with you. I have not been to BravoCon. I do not have any plans to go to BravoCon this year, unless somebody is sending me there. But to be quite frank with you, I don't know that anybody else has gotten this award, so I couldn't tell you. But from my understanding, T says Vicky won it first. Okay. Well, there we have it. All right. Thank you, T. And Vicky makes sense. Vicky was literally the original housewife. We should say, who made it the longest, right? From that OG group back in the day, from that particular franchise. So, and let me also go into this. Kandi is the person who has literally one of the people who has utilized this franchise the best and to the maximum. Every time something has happened to her on the show, for which she has brought her family onto, she's brought her relationships onto, she has brought her children onto, she has weathered the storms on this show. And whether you think she is the most meme-worthy housewife, there is also something of substance that she has also added to this franchise that I don't think you should try to take away from her. She has totally set the bar for how you do reality TV, and then turn those opportunities into something more, and then create more opportunities for other people. Like, who else is saying, let me cast you in my movies? Let me put you in this. Let me help you and put you in position. And I think, as far as I know, she even tried to help She by Sheree get like launched way back when. And I don't know that people really know that. So I just think that I do understand that people feel like this is something that Nene should get, and maybe she will, now that the door is open again, right? Now that the door is swinging, it's open and revolving. Maybe she will get that opportunity, because Nene deserves all of her accolades as well. But I just feel like, let's not take this away from Kandi because we feel like Nene also deserves it. Two things can be true at the same time. Nene could deserve the accolades, right? Because we do love her, but we're not going to take away Kandi's contributions just because we are in support of Nene. You don't have to do that. You can simply enjoy both. And I think that when we start to expand our thoughts on it, I feel like we can now think, okay, yes, Nene does deserve something like this, but Kandi also deserves it too. That's just how I feel, personally. So congrats to Kandi. And also congrats to and welcome back Nene to the door being open. And you can literally see Nene dancing her way back into it. And I think that this is great for everybody, personally. That's just me. But y'all also kind of have to realize what type of person I am, right? So my general disposition is one of celebrate everybody, and I just don't think that we take away accolades from people because we feel like somebody else may be equally as deserving or more deserving, because people's blessings come when they're supposed to. Just like you watching, you might be in a position right now where you are being overlooked at your job. You might be overlooked, in so many different instances, but you keep your foot on the gas and the accolades come. But also too, we don't even have to look for accolades. Sometimes the biggest accolade is that you help somebody else. So yeah, like this video. Thank you, Christian. Appreciate that. Okay, so let's also move on. Okay. get into the love and hip hop of it all. So by now, a lot of you guys may have seen the episode, but if you haven't, I'm going to kind of give you a little bit of a play by play, right? Not really a play by play, but I'm going to kind of break some things down to you in case you haven't seen it. Chime in if you did see the episode. We're going to get into the Spice combo, right? We're going to get into that right now, Lola. So you right on time with that. And I wanted to kind of save this for last because I knew that I wanted to touch on the episode, and I felt like I wanted to get the news out of the way. But this kind of belongs in the news category, so it kind of ties in. Now, the latest episode it's season 13, episode 2, and it's called Sound the Retreat. Spice and Bambi's wellness retreat takes a turn for the worse. It's so funny because I guess it was from their experience, right? Salma Slims takes over the ATL music scene. I have not heard of Salma Slims. Have you guys heard of her? I mean, listen, I was digging her introduction. I mean, she has a very, and it's interesting because I don't know if Amy Luciani was ever a model, but her vibe kind of reminds me a little bit of Amy Luciani to the degree that they both kind of like give that model type of vibe, but they also do like hip hop, like they rap. So I kind of got that feeling. Anyway, Erica Dixon makes an unexpected appearance. I mean, there was not a lot to write about with that experience with Erica Dixon, but I think it's always a pleasure to see her around. Okay. And we're going to talk about Spice because I do feel like I had a different experience with Spice in this episode. So we'll touch on that. We'll touch on that, Bugs. Miss Everything, I don't know, to be honest with you. I think that they have come to, and I talked about this a little bit in our last video because they are not doing the Basketball Wives reunion either. And I feel like it's probably a bit of it could be a budget situation, or it could be, I've had many conversations with this about like over the course of the past couple of months with some of my crew that I kind of have these discussions with. And a lot of people don't see the need for reunions anyway, people who are really entrenched in the business, because what they feel like is they don't utilize the reunion to resolve much these days, right? So when we look at the Real Housewives of Atlanta reunion, if we don't leave with a general sense of actually who did what in the Marcus and Phaedra and Charles and Angela of it all, then did we really resolve anything? Because we as the audience still aren't sure. So if we don't actually come away with real resolution and real answers, then it was just like a pretty sit down filled with gorgeous gowns, yelling, walk-offs, and shade throwing. And did it really get anything going? So what they have chosen to do on Love and Hip Hop is we don't do the reunions anymore. We'll just continue filming. And the drama will continue. So the resolution has to come in. You have to trust or hope that the resolution will come in the season if that person, like Chaotic, doesn't just walk away from the show altogether. So I don't know. And you're welcome, Darnell. You're welcome. Okay, so hey, that's it. That's it. My Mary says, "Thank you, Richie. I needed that. I am old and I've been waiting a long time. God is saying this is my time. Amen. Claim it, name it, and claim it. Appreciate you." Okay. Yeah, I'm of the mindset that I love a reunion, but the more you give me, the better. I miss the reunions too, but I don't, again, it's probably cheaper not to have that whole sit down and you got to prepare everything and get all this stuff done and hire a host and all of these other things. So, was Chaotic fired? Ooh, my bad. I was at least giving him the benefit of the doubt, but yikes. Yikes. Okay. So let's get into this tea. Shout out to our friends over at Reality Entertainment TV for this story, for the visual, for the last story, Bravo, the Bravo Shade Room. The links will be in the description down below so you can check them out for yourself. So on the show, Spice and Bambi get into their continued argument about, their whole beef that they got going on with each other. And I want to bring this full circle because I think it's also important to kind of remember where this beef allegedly started. So, and this will put some things into context when we talk about it. But Spice brought up the fact that Bambi, she feels like Bambi doesn't like her because Bambi wants her man. So I, I would have, I don't know if ooh, is this a reason enough not to like somebody? I mean, I don't know how this works, but I'm gonna show you the video and you can judge for yourself. Okay, so Spice posted this video that someone, we don't know who, caught Bambi in what appears to be the manicure or pedicure chair, some type of salon, with Bambi's phone conveniently at a great angle to catch Spice's ex-man talking to her via FaceTime with his shirt off and his chesticles showing. Again, the angle is so great that we are able to see every nook and cranny of his chest and biceps and whatnot and woo-de-woo. I mean, my God, it was almost like a camera person caught it, to be honest with you. I digress. You do this thing on like with housewives and these shows for so long. You almost don't trust what you're seeing anymore. That's kind of where I'm at. I look at everything now and I'm like, did somebody set this up? Because that was real convenient for you to get that. I would have to know, I would have to walk past Bambi, see that she's there, because it looks like she's across the way. Then I would have to say, "Oh, let me zoom on in. Bambi, can you hold the phone a little higher?" I mean, I don't know. It's just given. And then somebody who sent this to Spice. I want to know who also sent it to Spice. So for me, I always question everything. This isn't that, and this isn't me saying Spice is lying. This is just me not trusting the story that's being told. And because we've now just gone through the Angela, Marcus, and Phaedra and Charles of it all, I don't really trust anything that I see with regards to these type of scandals that don't necessarily play out on the television screen. So, but beyond that, this is what Spice had to say about it. She says, "We'll delete this soon. But my besties keep asking me for this video, so here you go since they couldn't show it on TV. This is what it looks like when you try to be nice to people, not know that they secretly envy you because they want what you have. Big teeth and big gums was caught in a salon on FaceTime with my ex. You thought the roster was going to treat you the way he treated me? By the way, I got this video from last year, October, and watched her laugh in my face, and I didn't say ish. But wasn't you engaged in October, or do you do polygamy, ho? Hashtag pathetic, thirsty. This is the real reason Bambi don't like me." Okay? So, Spice had that to say. Bambi responds with a photo of herself with her teeth made larger. And she says, hashtag big teeth, big gums, big bam. And y'all hoes still can't F with me on God. I think that's what that is. Then she posted this: "Dentist, you've been grinding in your sleep." She says, "Me, I appreciate it, big dog." All right. Now, on the show, she denies messing with Spice's man, but Spice is, obviously she's received this video. Okay. Um, so let's go backwards in this beef. Can we go backwards, y'all? If real quick in this beef, because I wanna kind of dive into where it seems like this beef allegedly started. Back, was it last season? As Amy Luciani was making her departure, before that, she in London tells Bambi that Spice encouraged her to keep her diss towards Bambi in the song. Now, at the time when Spice allegedly said that, my question is, did Spice have access to this video? And then therefore, was that the time frame that this was filmed? Because it was all of this is over a year ago. Or so it seems. Did Spice have access to this video, encourage Amy to keep her diss towards Bambi in the song because she really just didn't like that Bambi was on a FaceTime with her man? Or with her ex-man, whatever it may be. Or did Amy lie about Spice saying that, but I don't think that she did from what we saw in the episodes. So Amy tells Bam, as they are kind of making up, that Spice encouraged her to keep the same diss energy in the song. So when Bambi, okay, good. You know what? Let's take it further. I'm glad you mentioned this. So, and this could be true. There could be some feeling here. Let's take it even further back because I want to process this and tell you where I've arrived with it now. So follow me on this trail. Before that, Spice and Erica Mena fall out. They come into like they have a crazy situation. We all know what that was. The situation stemmed from Spice listening to Safari talk about what Erica is or is not doing with regards to the child support and whether or not she was lying about not receiving the child support that he says he was giving her. Spice then sit down with Erica as Erica's trying to get an understanding of what it is that Spice feels about Safari telling the truth and Erica lying. So Spice has clearly taken a side in that situation, as is her right, I guess, but it didn't really involve her. So as Erica is confronting her, the situation between Erica and Spice goes left. They get into it. Erica says some crazy asinine things. She's out of the show. Bambi still is friends with Erica during this period of time. So there is perhaps some residual energy there, but then also why add Bam to the project if you really still got that residual energy? Also, if you believe that she's effing with your man, why even keep her as a part of the project? I would be like, no, she can't be around me. She can't. She cannot. She cannot be around me. I do a lot of music, right? With the peoples. I'm on tour half the time, right? Like, so if that's my energy for me, if I know I'm the bigger artist, it's like, girl, there's nothing you can say to me. I'm not fighting down. Like, why would I do that? Why would I fight down? For me, this is how I feel. Don't fight down. If you feel like something is beneath you, because I don't like to really refer to people as being beneath a person, like, because it's not nice. But if you don't think that somebody's on your level, then don't fight down. Okay? So there's that. So do I think that Erica and Spice needed to have that sit down? I do think they needed to do it. And I do think that Erica needed to understand it. But Erica was not smart enough to, I don't think she had the emotional maturity to handle a conversation like that, even if she did feel like she was in the right. And a lot of people felt like she was in the right up until the point where she started with the slurs. At that point, girl, bye. Okay, next. Bambi stays friends with her. But here's the thing. There were also rumors that people were saying things about Spice and Safari hooking up. So, I mean, was there any truth to that? Then now we get to the album. We get to Spice allegedly telling Amy to go ahead and keep your beef going with. I mean, keep that beef on in the rap. For which Bambi then also keeps her beef in the rap, and that they just two beefing people. So if Amy is saying that Spice was encouraging the drama, that is what led to on screen the two of them falling out. Am I wrong? Or did I not follow the breadcrumbs right? All right. Um, from my understanding, she's always been a rapper. Was she not a rapper on Basketball Wives too? I felt like, or maybe I don't know. I felt like when she got into the love and hip hop stuff, that's when I felt like that's when it kind of became more of a thing. All right. Now, then once Bam confronted Spice about whether or not she said that, it went left, and they never really addressed whether or not she did or didn't do it. It wasn't really she didn't confirm it. She never said that she made it seem like, oh, that's not what I wanted. But if it's beef, it's beef. Whatever's gonna sell. I think maybe what's her standpoint on it. And at that point, she's like, well, okay, well, girl, you don't have to be a part of this album. You only got 11 Spotify listeners anyway. I'm doing you a favor. To which now Bam goes out and makes a rap beef about her, about Spice and Scrappy and Rashida and Kirk. So Spice claps back with her own song 11, which of course blows up because Spice is the bigger artist. You can't deny that. At that point, you know, she gets the people on in the audience at her concerts to say, suck your mother, I believe was the term. Okay. To which Bam also is taking offense. Now I feel like y'all got a rap beef. Okay. If y'all got a rap beef, it's rap. You know, you can't, I mean, certain stuff you can't really take that personally. I mean, y'all already don't have a thing. Like, y'all don't like each other at this point. We already know that. Now, the thing with Spice that bothers me is this. And maybe sometimes I feel like Spice doesn't see how she also is a problem in these situations. I'm not saying Spice is always wrong, but Spice is easily triggered. And when she feels triggered, like a lot of people on these shows, she goes in and goes for the jugular, like a lot of people on these shows. So the thing that I don't necessarily like about Spice, and I cannot argue with how she feels, but I can argue with the role she plays, is that you are playing villain and victim at the same time. If you feel like you are in the right in these situations, just be like, F that B. Like, she came for me. I ain't like it. I responded. She got what she got. But I think it's the idea that she feels like she is being painted a certain type of way when no, your actions are you, ma'am, have the paintbrush. What picture are you choosing to paint for yourself? Are you choosing to paint someone that you feel like that is healed, that is on the healing journey? Because otherwise, you can't let some person who don't even have the accolades that you have, and life is not about accolades, but what I'm saying is in the grand scheme of the music game, Spice is well ahead of Bambi. That's common knowledge. So you are on this show being triggered by artists who are not even where you are. And then you want to cry about how they react to your responses? Like, no. I feel like this. If you're on this show and you willingly participate in the drama, then you cannot say at a certain point, especially if you go as hard as you go, you can't be the victim in the situation. But you can be an accountable partner in it. Meaning, an accountable partner is someone who is saying, yeah, I gave it to that girl. I tore her up. I sure did, but she was coming for me. And she got what she deserved. And next time she'll think better about it. Period. Otherwise, apologize. At the end of the day, so I there's a part of the situation that I do feel like just stand 10 toes down in what you said and what you did, and you won't have to feel like this. If you really are, if you're always rah-rah and you know that about your personality, then that's just where you are. Otherwise, and the proof of this is this. Otherwise, when that girl, I forgot her name, Ashley, is it Ashley? When Ashley asked about the suck your mother thing, you could have been like, listen, girl, whatever I said in my rap is what I said in my rap. I left it on the stage. End of story. I'm not talking about it with you. I'm not doing this with you right now. I came here for peace, and you are trying to cause chaos. I recognize your game. You should have turned that on her because she's the one who asked you about it. So if somebody is triggering you, don't let it be that person that you got the beef with. Recognize the person that actually is trying to pull the trigger. And that was Ashley. So if you want to be emotionally healed, which the general sense is that she does want to be there, then you have got to stop letting these people who have much less to lose put you in situations where you are actively triggered and you are literally coming out of your character that you don't want to be no more. There are not, because she's actually more successful and she has more to lose. So I do think that you have to walk into these situations when you know what you got, and you got to know that people are going to trigger you and they're going to come for you because you are at the top of your game. That's just that. That's just what it is. Now, do you got to do that? Do you got to do that? No. But what I'm also saying is this too. The reason why it's a different rule for her, the rule actually is the same for everybody. It is. It's the same for everybody. The reason why it's being perceived as being different for Spice in this moment is because my response is to Spice that she feels like everyone is coming for her, and she feels like she is always being made to look like the person that is coming for everybody. Nobody can make that perception happen except for you. So what do you want to do differently? Because Bam is standing 10 toes down in her beef with you. She not crying about, oh, everybody makes me out to be the bad guy. Every season, Bambi just fights with whoever, and she fights until they apologize. I ain't saying she right. She ain't always right. No, she's not. But at the end of the day, too, the thing that I can say about Bam is Bam takes a licking every season from everybody. So Bam and Spice are kind of like, y'all be going through the same, like some of the same situations. For me, that's how I feel about it. Now I can only look at this situation as me, as he, as I. And so this is Lola for me. This is why I say she just turned that energy towards Ashley. Ashley, you let Ashley, who just got here, pull you. You are Spice. You are dance hall legend Spice. Okay? You are dance hall legend Spice. Okay? Like, you let Ashley trigger you into a confrontation? No. 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 For me, This is about how I see Spice. I think she's here. Why would you come down here to throw tomatoes with the peoples? It's like Mariah said, I will not get off my chariot to throw tomatoes with you. That's how I feel. That's just me. And maybe I'm wrong. But that's my stance, and I'm standing on it today. Easy. It's my perception. Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, because here's the thing. Everybody on the show ain't equal. You can think that because they're on the same platform that they are, but they're not equal. At the end of the day, they are not equal, right? There's always going to be somebody who's been there longer, who's probably getting paid more. There's always going to be somebody who wants to be paid more. There's always going to be somebody who needs conflict to stay on the show. There's always going to be people who don't need conflict to stay on the show, and they could literally leave the show today and be fine, but they prefer to stay on the show because they want those extra checks and that extra promo, right? So everybody on the show is not equal. You can, as much as we want, that is the reality of this. Yes, we may all still be under the employ, but guess what? Even at your job, everybody ain't equal. And as hard as nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to hear it. But your boss and you're not on equal setting, even though you work at the same company. You do know that, right? You're not. You're not. If you thought you were, you're not. If you ever been fired, you know. If you ever been unemployed, you know. So, I mean, it just is what it is at this point. It is what it is. My philosophy is you go on this show and you understand what you got going on. Like, you got to move a certain type of way. And that's just it. Everybody else might be moving in a way that they don't have nothing to lose. So they can be fighting with everybody. Some people got to fight in order to stay on the show. They got to do something. But again, again, Spice has her issues as well. She ain't always right. She puts herself in a lot of mess. Willingly does so. Is easily triggered. And then wonders why it all blew up. It's like, girl, like, no. You are a willing participant in this conversation. Yeah. I don't know. That's just my thought. What y'all think? Okay. So, having said that, they ain't make it nowhere in this episode. If you thought there was going to be some peace between Bambi and Spice, it does not happen. Even though Sierra does make some headway with Spice, it doesn't really go down. Bambi ends up leaving by the end of the dinner that they have later on that night after their huge blow up. Carly honestly spends the entire episode shell-shocked. There's something that I did relate to with Carly. Like, there's sometimes when I feel like I can't tell whether or not Carly's acting. What I can say is in this episode, I did feel like this. I felt like I recognized the look in Carly's eyes. Like, Carly did look shell-shocked, in my opinion. And I felt like I recognized that expression because I felt like I existed in that space for like probably the first 5 months of this year, whether y'all knew it or not. When you lose a parent or something like that, I mean, it's not the same as what, Carly's going through, but I'm just saying I recognize that look in her eyes, that it's like I'm here, but I'm like not really here type of look. That's how she went through this entire episode. So you did have Jessica White, really try to make Carly feel at home during this spa retreat. You had even, I think Spice was open to having a conversation with Carly. Ashley wanted to rectify things with Carly. So I did feel like they were trying their hardest to kind of make space for Carly to exist in whatever she was going through. Yeah, I recognize that look. So she's going through it, and next week we'll find out that she's got to turn herself in. Well, we found out in this episode she's got to turn herself in, but she doesn't tell the rest of the ladies that in this episode. So we have Rennie, who actually had an awesome transformation in this episode. I thought it was so nice. If I had to honestly rate this episode, now that I'm really talking about it, I'd give it a 10. I mean, if the episode gave this much energy that I'm giving y'all to like right now that I'm thinking about it, because we have gone through like highs and lows with this episode. You did see Rennie come full circle in this moment. She had a beef with Sierra. She let that go by the end of the episode. She had a beef that we knew about with Erica Banks. She apologized for that and she let that go, and she just let a lot of things go, and I think it opened her up to start having some fresh starts. So we did see what I felt like was some at least partial resolution between some of the ladies. Time will tell what continues to happen. We were now on the other side, back in Atlanta proper. Scrappy had a christening for, I don't know if it was for all of his, a couple of his kids, but at least his newest one with Shakira. Now, Rashida and Kirk arrived. Jock, I think, was Jock there? I can't remember if Jock was there. But then I think Erica Dixon is there. Mama D's there. He's having a showcase that he wants to invite all the people that are there to, where he's going to be introducing or reintroducing his artist 24 hours on his label, and his wife. What is her name? Oh God. It's not Sasha, is it? What is the girl name? Norman. How you let me forget her name that quick? Oh God. The Slims girl. Virginia Slims. I don't know. Whatever her name is. Beautiful girl. But here's the thing. I got an issue with Scrappy. Scrappy says this. Shakira approaches him in the group and lets him and the group know that she's moved across state lines to be around this dude so he could be with his kids. And he don't really make time to see the kids like that. To which he does say, oh, yeah, you right. I don't know. Shawty, I could, Shawty, the midnight. Yeah. Yeah, I could spend more time with my kid. Like, what? What? She lived like 10 minutes down the street from you. Why don't you take her to court? If you so tired of her treating you crazy, yelling and screaming in your face, why don't you stop calling her for Midnight Nookie? Allegedly. Okay. Why don't you just stop showing up in her place in a bathrobe? Why don't you stop maybe leading her on? Making her think that she's got something going on with you. And then Miss Shakira, you ain't no better. Rise, my sister. Rise. Stop being this man's second mattress. And I hate to use that term like that, but it was something I saw online. Some of these dudes, especially on this show, they will just use the women like they are a mattress. And I'm like, it's problematic that he does it, but it's also problematic that you're allowing it. You are worth more than this. And I hope that this is not the price that you have to pay to be on this show. And I know I sound real crazy, right? I'm not real crazy. I know I sound real harsh right now, but it's because I don't like you looking like this. And if I were your friend, I would tell you, girl, no. No. Don't let anybody do you like this. Don't. You know he's dating this other girl. So why would you even open the door for him if he come around your house talking that yada yada? Y'all at this point should just be a pick up the baby, send me the food, send me some money for the baby. That's it. Period. And if you are not getting that support, take him to court. Scrappy, if you feel like she's popping off for no reason and you not messing with her no more, take her to court. But otherwise, this I don't want to be around her, so I'm not going to see the kid. It sounds real crazy because your father responsibilities don't stop because you are annoyed with the mother. Ultimately the kid suffers because y'all are like just bent on having this toxic relationship that yeah, it makes for interesting TV, but I mean, at what cost though? It's That's beyond me. Beyond me. I mean, and listen, it like anybody could be utilized, right? Incorrectly. But if you know it, so if you are a dude, okay, and you know you're not the main dude, you being used as a mattress too? Okay. So don't complain when you're not getting first position and you know that they got a number one position. Why would you willingly play that position unless you're okay with it? If you're okay with it, don't be going off on the people. Then don't be going off on camera. Like don't do none of that. Just say, you know what? I know what I am. I know where I am with you. Right? I know where I am with you. So after the christening, no, it's not at the christening. Was it? No, it was at the event where the artists were introduced. Erica Dixon is there. She recognizes Brittany, the new girl that Scrappy is dating, as a girl that was, I guess, maybe either working in the section that they were in when they were technically trying to date. Maybe the girl saw Erica and Scrappy then and then moved her way on into the scenario. I really don't know. I cannot keep up with Scrappy and his shenanigans. I can't. I can't. Um, mm, never let anybody else make you feel like you have like you're not their number one because you can be number one to yourself. Be number one to yourself. Then you'll never have to worry about being nobody else's number two because you always number one to you. Now, I don't know if I'm correct or not, but I heard Jock say something about doing a joint album with somebody. Now, I could not tell if he was talking about with just 24 hours, the Mrs. Slim new character, or everybody, Rashida included. I was unclear about that. But there are some plans in motion for a joint album, for which I do wonder if this is going to cause an issue with Spice because Jock pulled out of the Spice album because of all the beef. Remember the beef that Amy alleges that Spice wanted for the album? Child is a mess. But having said that, it was a 10 out of 10 episode. I got all the feels. I was upset. I was mad. My blood pressure was racing. I think I might have cried a little bit at some points in time. I was worried about Carly. Is she going to jail? Why is she going to jail? What happened? What she do? Why she be? Is she indicted? What is going on? So I felt all the things, and the cast delivered. I give it a 10. All right, there you go. With that being said, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. I did not intend to talk for an hour. My actual intentions for this video were to talk for 20 minutes and then go to the gym. I blame y'all. I do. Yep. Oh, well. Anyway, make sure you like this video. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button and check out the new YouTube channel. Go Digital with Richie. If you want to learn how to get monetized on YouTube before the monetization process, I teach you all the ways to do that. Every video is literally a lesson that you can take with you. I do presentation slides. I mean, I give you everything that I know for you to be successful, even if you just watch the videos. That's all you need to do. I give you everything you need. So with that being said, I will catch you all in the next video.